Learning how to build and maintain momentum is the single quality which will define your trajectory as a musician. It is the difference between having a long string of unrealized ideas, untapped potential, and a lifetime of regret to building a life and a body of work that you can look back and truly be proud of. So, I've recently been struggling with my momentum. I recently had two trips. So, I went on holiday in April to Barcelona. And after coming back, I really struggled to get back into the routine of music. And I'm sure you've had this similar experience when you've been away from your instrument and your craft for so long. It takes a lot of effort to get that ball rolling again. And I actually took another trip, so I can't complain. Been on two trips, right? But I went up north to see one of my friends who just got married, so paid him a visit, and one of my other pals up there. So after I came back from there, I lost my drive. I lost everything, and even my sense of purpose with pursuing music and being on social media and doing even this YouTube video what you're watching now. And I've recently just started building my momentum again from the ground up. And it's amazing where I'm at. And I want to share this concept with you because of where I've gone from. About a month ago, I was doing nothing and I was really struggling with a lack of purpose and a lack of meaning in my creative work. And now I'm playing every single one of my instruments you see behind me every single day. I'm back making videos. I'm pursuing my other interests. I'm reading a lot more. I just feel like myself again. I'm making progress with my instruments. I was really plateaued, and right now it really feels like, oh, I'm making progress. I'm making songs. Actually, in the past 3 days, I've written and recorded nearly two full demos. So from nothing to something, and it's basically a full song, got the whole lyrics, the guitar ideas all finished. So I'm feeling really good about it. I just want to share this concept with you because it feels like I'm a teenager again, learning song after song after song, just the entire Led Zeppelin catalog. That's what I was like when I was a teenager. Except now I'm the one creating the songs instead of it, learning other artists. And I think this is what, people like the Beatles and, potentially felt like in the early days when it was just coming easily. It's feeling good. And this has all come from just building momentum slowly and being okay with just making a small amount of progress day after day. And it's amazing. So, momentum can truly lead to somewhere beautiful. Just building that little bit of momentum and taking those baby steps day after day, it truly is the difference between eventually creating an album and playing live, creating a fan base, and just thinking about it and never actually putting into practice what is required to build your dreams. Momentum is the thing that will change all of this for you, and it is slowly changing it for me. I really feel like I'm on the right path now, finally. All it is basically just making sure you get some reps in every day and focusing on the consistency of the habit. So if you're trying to make original music, how many times did you open your DAW today? How many times did you pick up your guitar and just strum a couple chords and sing a couple notes? It doesn't have to be produce an entire song in one day or 3 songs in one day. It's more like, how many times did you pick up the guitar? It's not how long you did it. It's how many times in that single day did you overcome resistance and build momentum towards the life that you're trying to build for yourself? Just 3 chords. How many times did you play C, G, and A and sing a melody over it? How many times? Because over the past, months, I've not done it once. So really focusing on the consistency of the habit rather than the output and how many songs you're producing, that's the key. So a couple concepts from a book called Atomic Habits that I've been returning to recently. It's such a good book that there's a reason why you've seen it online so much, right? Um, so the 2 minute rule, okay? I've been using this to make progress on every single one of my instruments every day. So as long as I do 2 minutes, okay? If you can distill that habit, instead of it being this, oh, I need to practice my scales today, I need to write a song, I need to do this, I need to do that. I just need to open Pro Tools. That's it. And if I've done that, great. That's my 2 minutes, But focusing on just getting that 2 minute habit and distilling it into something that can be done in 2 minutes, you 99 times out of 100 you're going to do it longer than 2 minutes. But it's the difference between actually turning up for the habit and getting overwhelmed by how difficult it's going to be, the length and duration of it. It's just tying your shoes instead of, oh, I've got to go on a 5 kilometer run. No, you build momentum by putting on your shoes, tying your laces, opening the door, getting outside, breathing in the air, and now suddenly you're running. It's the exact same for music and pursuing developing on your instrument. Just pick up your guitar and tune it. That's all you need to do. That's the habit that you're building, is picking up your guitar, getting it in your hands, and playing a couple notes. Just tuning it. And if you want, put it right back if you have to. But I'm sure you can pick up your instrument more often. That's all you have to focus on. That's how you build momentum, okay? Walk slowly, but never backwards. And, this kind of comes into play when we're talking about missing days. So you can miss a day or two, right? But try not to make a habit out of missing days, because it will become a habit. Miss one day, but never miss two. If you notice that you missed a day yesterday, that is your entire life purpose the next day, right? Is to make sure that you don't miss that second day. Because this is how you avoid losing that momentum. And like I've been saying, momentum is the quality that will define your trajectory as a musician. It's the difference between making that album and thinking about it. It's the difference between learning, what's that Eric Johnson song? Cliffs of Dover, right? Sorry. So it's the difference between learning Cliffs of Dover and actually mastering it to just not doing it and being like, oh, I wish I could play that. That's the difference. It's momentum built over a long time and maintained over a long time. So to do this, again, just make something every day. If it's 2 or 3 chords, that's all you need. That's all you need to do. It's not a whole song. It's 2 or 3 chords. And then the next day, you develop the idea more, It's the same with learning a song. You learn the chords, you get the shapes on the piano or whatever. And then the next day, you're getting the rhythm a bit tighter. You're playing the notes more accurately. And eventually, you're playing it like Paul McCartney or whatever, Sometimes you'll make a whole song in an hour, and it would be so easy. But other times, you will struggle a lot. And I want to share a quote from this book, The War of Art, that you will see on this channel very frequently. So, yeah, he says he's going to head out on the hunt, and this is the hunt of creative work, right? So this is what struggling through resistance and showing up for your habit will feel like some days. The sun isn't up yet. It's cold. The fields are sopping. Brambles scratch my ankles. Branches snap back in my face. The hill is a son of a bitch. But what can you do? Set one foot in front of the other and keep climbing. And then after you've done that 2 minute habit, right? He says, I'm warmer now. The pace has got my blood going. The years have taught me one skill: how to be miserable. I know how to shut up and keep humping. Just keep going, That's all you need, is to develop that skill of being able to overcome those first 5 minutes when resistance to doing the creative work and building the habit is at its peak. The easy part is playing your instrument and having fun with it, right? The hard part is just picking it up. So focus on that part, right? 90% of success is just showing up. So focus on picking up your guitar more, picking up your anything, singing a bit more often, singing in the car, singing in the shower. Focus on opening your DAW instead of creating songs. Just how many times did you open it today? That's the main thing, right? And then just imagine where you'll be after 5 to 10 years of this. Your life will be completely different. You might have made 3 albums by then. You might have made 10. All from maintaining momentum. Your skills will develop over time, no matter what. All you need to do is keep showing up. And this goes for not just songwriting and music, but all of your life. And how you do one thing is how you do, know one thing and you can do it to 10,000 things. I believe the quote is. There's like a samurai maxim. I'll put it up on screen or something. But how you do one thing is how you do everything as well. So if you can build momentum with your music and all this stuff, now you know how to build it in pursuing other areas in your life, in building a strong relationship, in social media, building a strong social media presence. It's momentum. It's just doing it day after day and showing up for it. But yeah, all areas of your life are determined by your ability to build momentum and maintain it. This is how you create an extraordinary life. It's not losing the momentum. And trust me, I know how difficult it can be to start from nothing. Obviously, it's going to take the highest amount of energy just to get the ball rolling, because when we have no momentum, we have to put in the most effort to get started. So trust me, I know how difficult it is, okay? But nonetheless, we must strive to build and maintain this massive momentum, right? The greatest time to take action is today, when you have no momentum. That is the critical period where we need to start building it, right? And then you basically just work on maintaining it and never losing it. And this is how the Jimi Hendrixes of the world and the Paul McCartneys have been made, because they just kept making music. They just kept doing it over and over. They never stopped. And this will be the determining factor of how much creative work we produce at the end of our career. How much of our art will see the light of day and not be stuck up here. It's momentum. And just a nice little thing to go out on, right? Momentum can be built. The evidence is there, right? If momentum couldn't be built, there would be no Abbey Road. There would be no Dark Side of the Moon. All your favorite artists started somewhere and they had no momentum, but they picked up their instrument and they played notes. And over time, they just kept going. They got their 10,000 hours and suddenly they're somewhere incredible. So please take these first arduous and grueling steps, and you'll find that as you plant foot after foot and you continue climbing up that mountain, you'll realize that the incline starts to level out, right? So it'll start getting flatter and flatter and flatter. Eventually you'll reach that peak and you'll be looking over the edge and you're like, oh. But what you'll do is you'll turn around and you go, wow, look how far I came, Look how hard I had to strive to get this momentum. But now you've earned it, right? You've earned the right to have gravity help you on the way back down. You're aided by it. All the momentum you've built is the gravity, which eases your descent and helps you create that life that you've envisioned for yourself. The struggle is worth it and it pays you back, but you don't get nothing for something. You have to put in the effort. And the trick is that it takes a long time. So zoom out. Don't get lost in the details. Just one baby step after another. And over time, this is how you build meaning and fulfillment in your life musically. So I hope you enjoyed this video. It wasn't too long-winded. But yeah, just remember that the only time to create is today. You must start today. Thank you for watching. Take care.